I'm gonna go on here and find out what's going on. What I have on YouTube. Hello. Hi, everybody. Hi, this is Dr. Robinson. I'm doing a test, but it seems like it has a delay. So, well, anyway, let me see. Okay. Okay. Hello, I'm Dr. Suzette T. Robinson, and I'm so glad that you tuned in for this week's Let's Talk About It Tuesday. Tonight, I'll be talking about stop procrastinating. This is something everybody can identify to. This topic was sent to me to talk about, and so we're going to talk about it tonight. In the absence of many that normally join on this platform, I do appreciate each and every one of them, but tonight you all got me, okay? So, how to stop procrastinating? The word procrastination is one that I know everybody can identify. You have a great idea. You want to do something, but you're not sure how to start. You're not sure if you're going to be successful in it. It's a lot of things you're just not sure about. Well, how many know that procrastination, because you won't start something, you will never know if you're successful in it if you never start. So I'm going to talk about a few steps that will help us stop procrastinating and how to overcome the habit of delaying important tasks. Many of us have been given tasks to do something, and sometimes we find it very hard to get started. And I'm sure everybody can identify to that because there are times when we have great ideas but don't know how to get started. One thing I find about procrastination, it is the part where we're just afraid of failing. I know when I first started in my business, I had a great idea, wanted to do it, told people about it, and felt like I needed a crowd of people to help me get it done. But in reality, my biggest problem was me not getting started or not believing that the task can get done. Okay, so I looked up procrastination, and this is the definition. Procrastination means delaying or postponing something that need to be done. Procrastination also is a trap that many of us fall into, and we do. If you look at a lot of successful people that have started businesses, it started as a thought first, and then they had to work a plan to see how they could get it done. But in reality, the initial part of starting is starting. And what I mean by that, sometimes we look too far into a thing and we analyze it too much and too long. How many know you can study long and study wrong? But I used to think it had to be perfect. Everything has to be perfect when you start, but that's not true. Baby steps. The initial start is just getting started. And to me, that's the most frightening part of it, okay? But by procrastinating, you can damage your performance, harm your reputation, and cause yourself unnecessary anxiety. And a lot of people, and I'm one of those people, I have thought about a thing so long till I work myself up into anxiety. And then when it does not, I get a certain age and I say, I hadn't done anything. I hadn't done this. All because I thought about it, but I never took the initiative to get started. And then how about I looked around and time was not on my side. Things have started changing around me. But is procrastination, this is one question that was sent in to me. Is procrastination the same as being lazy? That's a good question. But procrastination is often confused with laziness. Some people would say, she ain't doing that because she's just lazy. That's not necessarily the truth. You can have a great idea and you taking a long time to get started, pondering over the thought of what you're going to do, how you're going to do it, how you're going to get it done. That's procrastination. Being lazy is just not doing it. Okay. So, procrastination is an active process. You choose to do something else instead of the task that you know you should be doing. In contrast, laziness suggests apathy, inactivity. That means you ain't doing nothing. And an unwillingness to act. There's difference, okay? There's a difference. There is a difference. So procrastination usually involves ignoring an unpleasant but likely more important task in favor of one that is more enjoyable or easy. Now, things that considered to be very easy, sometimes we procrastinate on doing it too. But if it's something that you got to put a lot of thought into, you got to do a lot, you got to give up some things to make it happen. You have the tendency, if you don't have that drive or that tenacity to want to get that done, you'll just say, I'll do it tomorrow. Tomorrow comes. I don't have enough time, or I can't do this. I don't have enough money. We have so many reasons why we can't do anything. And then we'll look around and time would have passed us on. Would have passed us on. I look around, I was 15, 19, 25, 35, 45, 55, and now I'm at another age, right? I can look back over my life and say I shoulda, coulda, woulda. But y'all, I'm telling you, procrastination is one of the biggest hurdles you'll ever have to jump over. But you want to know what? You can do this. It takes a willing heart. So I said, stop procrastinating. How do you do that? Let's get into that. I'm going to give you 5 tips to stop procrastination. Number 1, start small. You got big dreams, start small. Things that are reachable, goals that are reachable, things that you know you can get done. Get that done, then move to the next one. Get that done, and so on and so forth. But break large tasks into smaller chunks and pick one. Pick one that you can do now. Okay? So that you're underway almost without realizing it, okay? Sometimes you can get so overwhelmed with the big picture till you don't know where to start. You take a small piece of it, conquer that, then move to the next one, the next one. Number 2, you got to make a plan. Yes, you got to make a plan. Everybody, you need a plan. A plan, what it does, it helps, it's like a roadmap, and it helps you to navigate and see where you're going. Okay? Just like your GPS in your phone. You put the address in there, it gives you a mapping of where to turn and so on and so forth. So you get a clear idea. And now with the navigation system, it gives you little pictures. Like you just passed the Hardee's. I'm the picture girl. I got to have pictures. But I'm saying it helps you get where you're going. And some of us rely on that GPS so much, and sometimes we lose signals. Have to wait till it come back up, but yet and still, we still trust in it. Okay, so put times or dates on the key task and your list so that you know what want to concentrate on. okay, and when. Number 3, finish things. Oh my God, that is one big I have done over the years, taken task and started and got distracted and started doing something else, and then got distracted and started doing something. And I went back, I hadn't completed nothing. But I found out taking a task and completing it allows me to have clear vision on what's next, and I'm able to do that instead of doing a part here, a part here, and a part here, and you look back, you haven't completed anything. But when you spot a task that's nearly done, put extra effort into getting it over the line. That means completed. Don't be tempted to leave lots of jobs almost finished, doing things and almost done, but you jump on something else and you complete it, then move on. But make finishing a task, you may give yourself a list and make your list realistic. When you give yourself a list, tackle one thing. You may not get all that done in a day, but at least accomplish or complete something on that list. Okay? And for the record, it's okay if you don't get to everything. If you live and don't let it happen, tomorrow will always be there. Okay? But then you also train yourself to complete tasks instead of leaving things undone. Okay? Also, don't be tempted to leave these jobs unfinished. Enjoy the satisfaction of ticking them down, like knocking them down and get them done. So when you look at your list, you can check that off. Look at that, check that off. Don't look at your list and say, oh, I was supposed to do that and I ain't finished that. I started on this one, I ain't finished that one. See, because if you do that, you're going to find yourself not completing anything. Okay. Then you also going to get confused at it. That's number 3. Let's go to number 4. Number 4 is deal with distractions. Oh my God. We live in a time where we're distracted by everything. That's why if you're doing a task and you're doing something, don't have the TV on because you can't watch the television and finish your work. Because something gonna catch your attention, you're gonna go looking, and you'll find yourself losing a lot of time. I find myself sometimes getting distracted when I should be doing something, and I pick up the phone and I start reading posts and stuff like that. And before I know it, I've been on it for 1 solid hour. Okay, 1 solid hour. And that means I've lost a lot of time, uh, lost a lot of footage, and that's my fault. Okay. Also, what can you change about your environment to improve your focus? That's a question you got to ask yourself. Look around. Am I being distracted because I got this sitting over here? I'm doing this and I'm doing that. Instead of completing the task at hand. Okay. Also, what needs to be put out of reach until your task is done? It's up to you to get things out of the way, to make everything be clear so you can complete your task. So in number 4, you got to deal with distractions. Sometimes the phone gonna ring, people gonna come by, but you know what? When you're doing something, you have to set your atmosphere where nobody could bother you, because it's easy for people to come, hey, I need you to do this when you got to complete something. And you find yourself helping them, and then you never complete what's it that you're supposed to start. Every day, I'm starting on it. Every day I got to start on. Well, you create an atmosphere where distractions are not there. You control that. Okay. My husband loves to say no is an answer to. And sometimes you have to tell people, no, I'm busy at this time. I have to complete this. Okay. Also, number 5 is the one I love. Be kind to yourself. No one ever gets to the end of their to-do list So if you don't get to the end of that to-do list, we set ourselves on the time, I gotta be done with this by Wednesday. If you're not done by Wednesday, at least look back over your list and see where you've completed something on that list. And sometimes we put too much on the list within the day, and we're not able to complete it. It goes back to the part where it says, take small portions. Okay, take small portions to get things done. Okay. Also, again, be kind to yourself. Do your best to meet your deadlines and celebrate your success. How many of us celebrate ourselves? I've completed that book. Oh my God, I have a book I've been writing since my son was small, and he's a grown man now. I'm just now releasing a book. Well, I procrastinated a lot. I was afraid nobody wanted to read it. I was afraid it wasn't going to be any good. I had all these thoughts going in my head, which caused me to never release it. But one day I realized I'm not getting any younger, and I'm wasting a lot of time. So I had to put a stop to it and say, hey, I'm going to put my best effort in completing one thing at a time. I have several books I've started. So I'm going back now to complete them, taking one bite at a time. Okay? So be kind to yourself. Celebrate your success, but be realistic. You'll always have more to do than there are hours in a day. So complete a task a day if you have to. And that's okay. That's okay. Don't be hard on yourself. And the first thing you have to do is also recognize that you're procrastinating. We make excuses why we can't complete some things. But be honest with yourself. Look yourself in the mirror. I am tired of procrastinating. On this day, I'm going to complete a task a day and commit to that and do that. But you have to admit it. Things become priority, things at the top of your list that you got to get done. Take small increments of that to complete it. Don't overwhelm yourself. And I find that a lot because I see people, well, I'm not this and I'm that. Okay, let's start here. Let's start right here. Just like when you was in elementary school, well, when you first started, you had to start in kindergarten. You were not ready to go to college. You started in kindergarten, meaning you first learned the basics. You learn the basics. You learn your alphabets. You learn your alphabets before you learn how to put words together. Because you got to identify the alphabets, the sounds. Everything is like there's an order. Okay. And we have to follow that order in order to get to the finishing line. Okay. So fill your day with low priority tasks. Not try to make them too big. Leave an item on your to-do list. This is a great identity spot. If you're doing these things, this may be procrastination in your life, okay? If you're leaving items on your to-do list for a long time, though it's important, but you're leaving it on the list, you're leaving it for a long time, you might be procrastinating. If you read emails several times over without making a decision on what to do with them, procrastination. If you start a high priority task and then go off to make coffee, maybe consider procrastination. Fill your time with unimportant tasks. If this is you, unimportant tasks that other people ask you to do instead of getting on with the important tasks already on your list. Procrastination. Wait to be in the right mood. I got to be in the right mood. for the right time to tackle my task. That's procrastination. Let's stop it. And you know what? We can do it. We can overcome these bad habits that we've created, making excuses why we can't get things done. You also got to know the top reasons for your procrastinating. Nobody can ever answer those questions for you. If you're looking for validation from people and not taking the initiative to do the task that you've been given, that you're procrastinating. You're looking for people to tell you what, and inside we know we got to start. So I'm hoping that this help in some form or fashion, that if you're that person that's dealing with procrastination, you're not completing your task at hand. You're just letting time just pass you by. Let's stop. Go back and listen to those tips, those 5 tips that were given. They will help you. And they're baby tips. Because sometimes we look for big things to try to help us stop doing the thing. And it's a simple prescription. Get started. Take your task and take small increments of it. And began to break it off every day. Finish this, finish this, and finish this. Before you know it, it's a habit that you will form on the inside. So whenever tasks come or things that have been given to you to do, you will not procrastinate. I am Dr. Suzette Robinson. Please like and share this video. There will be many to come. We will talk more about topics that will help us to do the things that we want to do. Many people ask me about my businesses, and I tell them I used to procrastinate because I look at it and I said, at the age I am now, I used to tell myself I should have been further along. But here's the deal. Whether I should have been further along or I'm doing great where I am, yeah, I had to start somewhere. I had to learn to stop procrastinating. Here's another thing. Procrastination is another form of fear. Fear of failure. I did not want to start something thinking they're not going to read my books, they're not going to come to the school. Oh, I told myself all of those things because I couldn't see myself being successful. I knew I had the ability to do it, but I was afraid to start. So I can tell you, start today. I'm glad I started because I'm well on my way. But I'm going to say this, the task never change. I still got more things I got to do. And I have to learn to not procrastinate. Again, I am Dr. Suzette Robinson. Thank you for tuning in to my YouTube channel. Do me a favor, like and share. I can be reached at wigsbysuzette.com. That's my website. I work with people with non-surgical hair replacement. Also, I help educate and board certified trichologists, drugless practitioners, and now I'm adding to the school, we're going to be doing alternative medicine practitioner. I'm a board certified, school is accredited. And my telephone number is 205-503-9916. This is where I can be reached if you have any questions. And if you have any topics that you would like for discussion on, please feel free to contact me so we can talk about it. Again, my time is up. I want to thank my sponsors that make this possible, which is made by Maya, Worthy with a Purpose, Kingdom Dominion Worship Ministries, and Reverend Donnie B. Robinson, who helps make all of my information gets where it needs to go. Thank you again for tuning in. See you next Tuesday.